Alright, so this is the first goal in the Toronto FC versus Philadelphia Union game. This one comes courtesy by Philadelphia Union's Tai Baribo, who gets his third goal of the season. And so we can see Damian Lowe in possession of this ball right here into Jesus Bueno into Tai Baribo, and Baribo is going to go into Gazdag. You can see Toronto has numbers back, so there's no need for the foul there by Matty Longstaff. They had that covered. And so that foul leads to this free kick opportunity for the Union. And so before I unpause this, we just want to point out in the blue rectangle, it is 4 Union players to Toronto's 3. And so the movement by Damian Lowe, who you can see has the error on him, throws off the defender that's guarding Tai Baribo. And so Damian Lowe just really crucial here. Toronto get this one wrong where, in my opinion, it probably should have been 4v4 in that blue rectangle. They go a couple people to play a zonal marking. And so Kai Wagner is going to send this cross in. Notice the movement by Tai Baribo. What I pointed out, Damian Lowe just slowing down the defender that was on Baribo. Tai Baribo is in acres of space. Nobody's running after him right here. It's a perfect delivery to Tai Baribo, and he beat Sean Johnson at his near post with that header. There was questions whether or not this was offsides or not. They had to look at it, and at the end of the day, they decided it's a good goal. And that is the Union's 13th set-piece goal of the season. We'll go ahead and slow that one down. I think it's probably a good idea to slow that down just to see this ball played in here by Kai Wagner. And so you can see ball whipped in, nobody on Tai Baribo, and I think Long, one of the center backs for Toronto, he was one of the players in charge of a zonal area, and he just gets beat to this ball. There's a perfect delivery by Kai Wagner all over the Toronto defender's head. And Tai Baribo, the only player that can get to this. I mean, it's a great ball whipped in. You can see it here. Nobody tracking Tai Baribo. Long, late getting to that area of the pitch, and only one player was getting to it, and that was Tai Baribo. And you can see the reaction to Kai Wagner right here. He knows how much that means to the Union for getting this much-needed goal to go up 1-0. All right, so this is the second goal in the match. This one comes courtesy by a Jack Elliott own goal to tie the game at 1 apiece. And so we can see Insigne on the ball here. Alejandro Bedoya comes to close him down. Insigne is just going to go ahead and switch the ball to the right side of the field. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it real quick. And so you had Damian Lowe, who stepped out of position from his center back spot. No issues whatsoever. The Union have this covered outside the box. You can see they have 3 players to Toronto's 3 players outside the box, and the Union actually have numbers inside the box. They have this covered, but nobody's covering. Marshall Rudy there on the back post wins this free header, and then there's the own goal by Jack Elliott. Just a complete lack of communication by the Union defensively right here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that and slow it down so you guys can see exactly what happened at a better angle and see why there's multiple players to blame for this goal here. And this is a goal that really shouldn't have happened by the Union when they have it covered in the box, enough people. And so we'll get a pause in right here. And so the first thing that I'll point out is what I just mentioned. You have Damian Lowe, who steps out of his center back position, no issue at all. You have Leon Flock right next to him, so it's a 2v2. You have Lowe and Flock versus Bernadeschi and Longstaff. No issues whatsoever. The Union have that covered outside the box. But where the issue becomes is you have Insigne going to make a late run inside the box. Alejandro Bedoya was the player responsible for him, and he lets him just go off inside the box. And, you know, this isn't a huge deal for the center backs to deal with because Insigne is the smallest guy on the field. He's not going to win a header. But this is still a player that Alejandro Bedoya needs to be tracking. And then you go inside that blue rectangle. This is where the issue becomes. You know, the players should be shifting down left. Bernadeschi's already heading towards the left side of the field, and so the players should be following the ball, going down the left side of the field. I know Kai Wagner is keeping his position there because of the overlapping run by Longstaff, but that could be a run that Leon Flock tracks, and you don't have to worry about the overlapping run then. But you have Damian Lowe and Leon Flock both going towards the ball. That's a miscommunication right there. And then, like I said, I mean, these players inside the box just not shifting left. If you shift left, you have this covered. But because Insigne makes that run in, Bedoya doesn't track him, now you have the Union pushing right. and leaving Marshall Rudy unmarked. And it's a great ball played in by Bernadeschi, and Jack Elliott's got to do a better job there just tracking the run of Kerr. But we've seen Jack Elliott get beat by these plays before this season where he's just not strong defensively, 1v1, lets the striker get in front of him, and it's unfortunate that it comes off of him. I thought Jack Elliott was having a good game, but unfortunately for him, that comes off of his foot and goes in the back of the net. All right, and the third and final goal in the game comes courtesy of DeAndre Kerr, and this is really unexcusable here by Jack Elliott. And so we'll go ahead and get a pause here. Just look at the formation by the Union on this play. And you can see you have Kai Wagner out there on your left. You have Damian Lowe on the ball. You see Jack Elliott. Then you see outright is Jacob Glesnes. Nowhere to be found is Olivier Bizo on this play. And the camera angle, even when you see them zoom out, you still can't see Bizo. So I'd imagine that he's pushed up pretty high on the field in this situation. But the two midfielders here for Toronto I've highlighted because it's important to note, because that's exactly where Jack Elliott's going to send this pass here straight up the middle. This is a suicidal pass. No reason why Jack Elliott needs to make this. And you can see Bernadeschi out there wide left. So if Elliott wanted to play the ball out to Kai Wagner, that pass really isn't on. And this isn't really a hard press here by Toronto. They do a good job just taking away the passing angles. They put one man on the ball. But all Jack Elliott has to do here is play this ball into space. Jacob Glesnes is in a ton of space here. Yes, I know he's a center back, but Insigne isn't a tall player. You lift the ball over his head. There's nobody in front of Jacob Glesnes here. And you play that ball right here into space, you get yourself out of trouble. But instead, he tries this pass right down the middle where there was two guys on Alejandro Bedoya. The pass gets intercepted, and now it's off to the races, 6v6, and Jack Elliott's caught in no man land, and Insigne is just going to play this ball right in behind him, and it's going to be a run off of Jack Elliott's back by DeAndre Kerr. And Jack Elliott probably needs to do a better job holding his line. Andrew Rick gets beat there. He tries to take away the angle, and we can look at that again. But this is the Union's self-inflicted wound. There was nothing that Toronto did on this play. If you didn't want to play the ball out wide to Jacob Glesnes, all you got to do is just kick the ball upfield and reset. If you really felt like Toronto was doing a good job with their pressure, why not just kick it out? You can see Jack Elliott just in a lot of trouble right there. Could Andrew Rick have done a better job closing off this angle? Potentially. But when he's left in this position, there's just nothing he can do here. And it's off to the races. And it's a terrific finish there by DeAndre. But it's the bad pass by Jack Elliott that cost him. All right, so the last thing we're going to take a look at here are the chances created by the Union, or I should say the chances missed by the Union, particularly in the first half when the Union, it seemed like, had 4 or 5 really good chances in the first half and only got 1 goal out of it. So this play starts with the interception here by Tai Baribo. Guys like back to Bueno, and as soon as this pass gets right back to Jesus Bueno, it's going to be Bueno playing this ball into Tai Baribo. The pass by Bueno should be a little bit more forward into Mikhail Uhre. He has to slow down. Going to play this pass into Daniel Gazdag. Not the greatest pass. Gazdag is able to get his cross in, and a little bit of a acrobatic attempt there by Tai Baribo. And after the Union tried to break on the counterattack, now it's Toronto trying to hit the Union. And this was a very, very sloppy game in the first half. Long ball over the top into Bernadeschi. Good defense here by Kai Wagner just to slow him down, not let him cut. No chance really there by Toronto. Bad pass by Toronto into Mikhail Uhre. Uhre tries to go into Gazdag, but Toronto are there to really break up that mess that they started. This ball goes out from Daniel Gazdag into Olivier Bizo right here. And this is a huge chance right here by the Union because you can see one of the wingbacks, 2 of the midfielders by Toronto. They are late getting back here on this quick play by the Union. It's going to be a fantastic cross by Olivier Bizo into a wide open Jesus Bueno. Bernadeschi, the closest player to Bueno, knows he can't get there in time, and it leaves the 2 center backs in the middle of the field for Toronto 1v1 against Baribo and Mikhail Uhre. And so Bizo plays a great cross in here to Bueno, left-footed shot, and just misses. That's one of those chances where Jesus Bueno knows needs to be in the back of the net. We'll go ahead and see that one more time. Yes, Jesus is right-footed. His left foot is his weaker foot, but he's got to do a better job putting this on target there. Sean Johnson does a good job taking away the close angle at the near post, but it's a wasted opportunity right here by Jesus Bueno. Close, but not close enough for the Venezuelan. Next chance here comes by Mikel Ua, and so we can see just a simple long ball over the top by Jack Elliott. Mikel does a good job to get in behind. Not the greatest touch, but he recovers and can't put this one in the back of the net. We'll see that one more time because this is a huge wasted opportunity by Mikel Ua after Jesus Bueno just had a chance. No offsides flag, and right here, right-footed shot. He's got to do a better job picking out the corner there, and it's an easy save by Sean Johnson. Last chance here by the Union comes courtesy of Quinn Sullivan against Flores. Does a good job just out-muscling him, going inside the box, gets by Longstaff, and it's an easy save there by Sean Johnson, but that was the best chances by the Union in this game.